guys, welcome back to The Bright Side. Macy here, the Bright Side Girl. Today we're going to be talking about my TBR for Retoldathon. If you missed it, I will link the announcement video up in the cards as well as down below in the description. Retoldathon is my retelling themed readathon running Monday, August 12th through Sunday, August 25th, full 2 weeks. This is only the second year for it so far, so it's still kind of a newbie readathon. As per usual, I have graphics that you can download for your Instagram linked down below. I have a lot of other retelling themed videos to give you ideas, lots of different styles of retellings. You do not have to only read fairy tales to participate. There are so many different kinds of retellings. There are spooky retellings, there are modern retellings, there are ones set at sea, there are ones about the Titanic, there are a ton of different options. I do have a full bingo board that you can choose to do however you want. You can choose to not do it at all, or you can choose to get bingo, or you can choose to black it out. This is going to be for all of the more common basic type retellings like Shakespeare retelling, Jane Eyre retelling, fairy tale retelling, because there are so many options. And then we also have 5 reading challenges that are a little more specific, so we're going to talk about those today as we jump into my TBR. Challenge number 1 is crown on the cover, and this happens every readathon and I try to avoid it, but I try to make these challenges somewhat common and easy but still like a tiny bit challenging, and I thought crown on the cover for a retelling was like a no-brainer, and I have just spent the last 20 minutes scouring my shelves for a crown on the cover because I really wanted to have a purely physical TBR to share with you, and I couldn't find one that was either A, an actual retelling, and B, something I wanted to read for the readathon. So we're gonna go with this one, which I planned on reading for the readathon anyway, and that is Dance with the Fae Prince by Elise Kova. I need to get a copy of this one. So this is the second in the Married to Magic series. I am getting ready to reread the first book in this series. I believe they're all young adult, I'm not sure, but they are all standalone fairy tale retellings. I believe they're all mashups of 2 different kinds of retellings. They all follow different characters that wind up getting married to kind of magical mythical people. Deal with an Elf King is a Hades, Persephone, and Beauty and the Beast retelling, and I've really enjoyed it when I read it the first time, so I'm excited to reread it. And then Dance with the Fae Prince is a Cinderella retelling meets Psyche and Eros. This entire series will work great for our mashup reading challenge. I'll talk about in a little bit. These do follow different fairy tale retellings and different characters. However, like a lot of our fairy tale series, I was told that they do still interconnect because they are all set in the same world, and a few things are mentioned in future books that happened in the books in the past, and I think even the characters meet up at some point in the series. So as of right now, I'm recommending reading them in order. I'll let you know once I get a little bit further in. I tend to always read like the first 2 in order to see if they connect in any way anyway. So Katrina swore that she would never fall in love due to the cruelty she experienced in her family. But when she is married off to the mysterious Lorne Fenwood, all Katrina wants is a better life and feelings are off the table. But her new husband has made not falling in love difficult. Very excited to get into it. We've got some fae magic in here. The last one had elf magic, the next one has vampire magic, so very excited, and this is going to be my choice for crown on the cover. Alright, my next reading challenge is a book with a curse, and a lot of these fairy retellings are going to have a curse involved with them, and for that one I'm very excited to be choosing What Monstrous Gods by Rosamund Hodge. So Rosamund Hodge wrote Cruel Beauty and Crimson Bound, both retellings set in the same world. These don't really connect, they just have kind of the same atmosphere. Cruel Beauty is a Beauty and the Beast retelling, and Crimson Bound is a loose Robin Hood retelling. I love them both so much. They're in particular so good on audio because the narrator they choose is so luscious and lovely, and she's just so whimsical and romantic. I do recommend speeding her up a little bit though because she is a little bit of a slower narrator, but she's so good. I'm hoping it's the same narrator for this one, which is a Sleeping Beauty retelling. So centuries ago, the heretic sorcerer of Reuven raised a deadly briar around Renakia's palace, casting the royal family into an enchanted sleep and silencing the kingdom's gods. Born with a miraculous gift, Leah's destiny is to kill Reuven and wake the royals. When she succeeds, she finds her duty is not yet complete. For now, she must marry into the royal family and forge a pact with a god or die. Super excited because I love her writing style. She also has a Romeo and Juliet retelling, which I did enjoy, but it is a little bit weirder than the other 2. So this one's going to be a little bit more classic, but sounds really good, and I'm very excited for it. Next reading challenge is About a Princess, and I completely changed up my plans once I received my fairy loot for July in the mail. So I am choosing Sleep Like Death by Kaylin Barron. So this is the original cover, which I also really love, but this was the July YA Fairy Loot pick, which was retelling themed, which was perfect timing. I mean, look at this poison apple. It is so epic. I go over like how pretty this book is in my retelling themed book haul, so be sure and check that out because I go through all of the different books I got in this one in particular. I read one of Caitlin Barron's horror books last year for Not So Scary-a-thon, and it was okay. I liked it. Her writing was really fun, but I have not read her Cinderella retelling. I don't think they connect. It doesn't say they do in any way, so hopefully I don't need to read that one first. We have Princess Eve, and she was raised with one purpose: to destroy the night, an evil sorcerer who terrorizes Queensbridge with his wicked magic. Far too many of her subjects have been devastated by the knight's trickery, but Eve's own unique magic, the ability to conjure weapons from nature, makes her a worthy adversary. As she approaches her 17th birthday, Eve is ready to battle, but her mother, Queen Regina, has been acting bizarrely, talking to a strange mirror alone every night, and then a young man claiming to be the knight's messenger appears and shares a shocking truth about Eve's past. Unsure of who to trust or what to do next, Eve must find the courage to fight, but will it be enough to save her family and her queendom? We've got an awesome sounding Snow White retelling in here, and I am so excited to get to this one. Next, we have a retelling mashup. For that one, I am choosing Before the Devil Knows You're Here by Autumn Krause. She is the author of Dress for the Wicked, which I haven't read yet, but I don't think that one's a retelling. This one has caught my eye because she's done a really good job promoting it on Instagram especially, and one, it's beautiful. I already went through this in the book haul, but I want to show you guys here. Like, it's got apples all over it, and I have a thing for apples. I have an apple tree. I love apples so much. So this is such a unique retelling. I'm so excited for it, and it's also really short, which is great. This is a Paul Bunyan Johnny Appleseed mashup with a gothic twist. I have no idea what I'm in for, but I am very excited. We're in 1836 Wisconsin, and Catalina lives with her pa and brother in a ramshackle cabin on the edge of the wilderness. Mama died years ago, and the harsh winters have brought the family to the brink of starvation. Catalina has replaced her poet's soul with an unyielding determination to keep Pa and her brother alive, period. When Pa takes suddenly ill, Catalina tries everything to revive him, but as soon as the illness claims him, a strange man appears, a man covered in bark and leaves growing from his head and sap dripping from his eyes. Before Catalina can stop him, he scoops up her brother and disappears, leaving behind a bird with crimson wings. She can't let this man, if that's what he is, have her brother. With no idea where they've gone, she grabs Pa's knife and Mom's Jorango and follows the bird. There might be a romance in here. I'm not sure. I think this is young adult. Again, I'm not sure. I believe it's going to be on the gothic, spookier side, but hopefully not too scary. I love that it has to do with like nature and plants, so really, really pumped for this. And then lastly, we have Set in a Forest. For that one, I've chose After the Forest by Kel Woods. Again, I showed this in my retelling book haul. This is the Illuma Crate version of After the Forest. This is a longer one, so I'm a little worried about getting to it, but hopefully we have a really good week. But this is a Hansel and Gretel retelling, which is going to be awesome. I've read one before and I loved it. So in this one, we have Ginger, Honey, Cinnamon, and Flour. 20 years after the witch in the gingerbread house, Greta and Hans are struggling to get by. Their father and stepmother are long dead, and Hans is deeply in debt from gambling, and the countryside lies in ruin, its people starving in the aftermath of a brutal war. Greta has a secret though, the witch's grimoire, secreted away and whispering in Greta's ear for the past 2 decades, and the recipe inside that makes the best gingerbread you've ever tasted. As long as she can bake, Greta can keep her small family afloat. So we've got a baking theme in here, and it just sounds like it's going to be such an amazing little twist on the tale. I'm very, very excited for it. We're going to be set mostly in the woods and the forest, so it's going to be perfect. Okay, this is just a small portion of some of the books that I want to get to for the readathon. I do a lot of my books on audio. I'm able to get through quite a bit. I also mostly work from home, and I'm able to listen while I work. So always keep that in mind, that your reading pace and ability is unique to you. If you want to combine any of these challenges, you can totally do that. It would not be that hard to find Crown on the Cover, Set on the Forest, About a Curse, and like mash them all together. Or you don't have to do the reading challenges at all. You can just do the bingo board or nothing. You can just read one retelling and you've participated in the readathon. I do recommend that you follow along on Instagram. I'm on there at The Brightside Girl as well. I do a ton during the readathon. We have photo challenges that I post every day. I share everybody's photo challenges in my stories. We do a US giveaway. People kind of chat and comment with each other. I post what I'm currently reading, so it's very active on Instagram in particular. I have had a couple questions about the photo challenges because I will not be counting screenshots for the photo challenges. You do need to have just a tiny bit of effort with the photo challenges, even if it's just going outside and taking a picture of your book. You can literally take a picture of your Kindle with the cover of the book on it. You can get books from the library, or you can make some kind of graphic on Canva or something pretty easily and quickly. You don't have to physically own the books to do the photo challenges. I'll also be doing my reading vlogs per normal. We have some retelling themed activities. I've got some retelling themed movies I want to watch. I'll be filming every day and then posting 2 separate reading vlogs, 1 for each week. Be sure and check those out if you guys haven't already, because I put so much effort into them. I do so many fun things and I just feel like they're a good time. I also talk about my feelings about the books that I'm reading and all that kind of fun stuff. Be sure and check out my Spotify music playlist. This is one of my favorite playlists because it has a bunch of retelling themed songs, and a lot of them are kind of old school and really fun. They just put me in such a really good mood. They're so fun. Be sure and check out the description as well for all of the retelling recommendations. Let me know if any of these books sound good to you. Let me know if you're participating in any way for Retoldathon and if you're excited. And I'll see you guys in less than a week for the start of Retoldathon. Bye!